Yeah, welcome to this playlist. In this playlist, we're going to be discussing on the top 20 most used VS Code extensions. Now, these extensions are basically for web developers, but if you're maybe a game developer, Android developer, please also stick to this playlist because some of the extensions we are going to be testing out in this playlist might be useful for you in your own sector of programming. So stick around in the playlist as we are going to be exploring the top 20 most used VS Code extensions for web developers. But before we dive into the most used VS Code extensions, it's necessary for us to discuss and know what a VS Code is, how to install VS Code, and how to install the extensions. VS Code can be defined as a code editor developed by Microsoft. It's simply a software used for programmers to write their programs. That's just the basic, easiest explanation for it. Now, VS Code extension can be defined as those plugins that helps to manage your code. They help to make things easier while writing your codes. They help to design your coding layout and many other things. And these extensions are mostly developed by Microsoft or open source projects from other developers. Now we're going to be looking on how to install VS Code and VS Code extension. Now if you want to install VS Code, Visual Studio Code to your desktop, I'll be dropping this link in the description. If you need it, you navigate to code.visualstudio.com/download. Now if you're using a MacBook, you can see it over here. If you're using any device that you're using, they are being listed here. So I'm using a Windows, I'll be going for the Windows version. I'll go for the Windows version. Yeah, and if after pressing that your VS Code downloads immediately, that's the way. And after downloading, you go ahead and install your VS Code and start making use of it. So easy. Yeah, so I won't be downloading mine because I already have it in my system. So do that and come over to this section. After downloading a VS Code, now I'll be creating a HTML file where I will be showing you how to install a VS Code extension and how everything works in VS Code. Okay guys, I'll be creating a HTML file. I'll be naming it I'll be creating a folder. I'll be naming it extension tester. Yeah, I'll open it in my VS Code. This is the VS Code environment for you. Now, if you want to download or install an extension in your VS Code file, in your VS Code, now you will navigate to this section. It's like a square box here. It's called extensions, or you can click on Ctrl+Shift+X and it will pop up on your screen. This is the area where you can install your VS Code and make use of it. These are the ones I've already installed. Let's say we want to install Prettier. We search for it and it pops out for us to install. So it's as easy as this. Okay, I would love to see my next video where we'll be exploring the top 20 most used VS Code extensions and how we'll be making use of them. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to this channel. You are welcome.